Urban preppers need to do this. What am I talking about today? Let's take a walk and talk. What do urban preppers need to do that's different than rural preppers? Well, we got to think about some things while we're discussing this. What is different about being an urban prepper or a rural prepper? Big difference is population density, right? The more people there are in an area, the more threats there are. The more people in an area, the quicker the food will go. The more people in an area, the quicker the water supply will go. The more people in an area, then there will be more bad people in and amongst that group. Just happens. Also, rural people tend to be a little more self-sufficient. Urban people typically, and I know I don't like generalizing, but a lot of people in urban areas don't really have like much food in their fridges. They stop at the grocery store every single day. So when those grocery stores go empty, what are they going to do? A lot of people think, well, I don't know about a lot of people, some people think that because you are in a city, you got a lot of grocery stores, you know, where they make meat and they make food. So they think they're going to be fine, but they don't realize how fragile that system is and how quickly the food will be gone. So anyway, let's get to the main topic. Before we get to the main topic and the idea behind this video, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up button, comment below, share the videos, do all those things to help out this channel and all the other prepper and preparedness related channels. Yeah, we got to grow and build and support the community. Very important. All right, so where am I going with this? That if you're rural, actually let me take a step back. First, there's two main ideas in preparedness about where you're gonna be. That's bugging out and bugging in. I've always said that bugging in is a much better option because you're familiar with the house, you're familiar with the surroundings, you're familiar with everything around you, and that's where you have your supplies. If you have caches and or storage unit and or alternate storing locations, great. But you probably still have the bulk of your stuff at your house, on your property, whatever that may be. So bugging in, I feel, is still always the best option. Unless you are urban. If you live in a high population dense area, I really hope that you're thinking about bugging out. A lot more important to people that live urban. Why? Well, we talked about that a little bit, about the food and the higher threats and how quickly the system in an urban situation will get a lot worse a lot quicker than it will in a rural situation. So there's a lot more to think about. And timing is also very important. Having a bug out location is, a lot of people, I would say, probably don't really have a bug out location, because not only on a bug out location do you need to know where it is, have supplies cached there, it would be optimal to own it so that you can control it and you can make sure that others aren't there on a regular basis. Bugging out is one of those things that I don't really want to do. but the preps need to be in place to enable us to do that, especially if you are living urban, because you may be able to get along for a while in the city, but I'll tell you what, if and when that happens, if you decide to stay for a little while, it may be a bad choice, because you may be thinking, okay, it won't be that bad for a while. Okay, true, it may not be. But what happens then when it does go bad and you are stuck there, not able to get out, and all the other issues and stuff that come along with that? I would think the best plan of action, if you are urban, to take would be to get out as soon as possible, if any kind of collapse happened or anything like that. Sorry about all the junk in the background. It's not actually junk. That's a target pit with targets, and targets. Yeah, because we actually train. We actually get out and do the things. Yeah, you'll see targets. There's another one right there. There's no one over there. Anyway, if you think that you will be staying put in a city, I don't know about that one. Here, let's go up here where I got some more shade so that the lighting and the camera and stuff like that is better. There's just so many threats in a city. And in an urban landscape, there's a lot less opportunity to hunt, fish, trap, snare, forage, stuff like that, and or garden and raise your own animals. I know a lot of people in the preparedness community, in the preparedness world, maybe a lot of you are living what you would call urban. And so that's why I really wanted to talk about this. Now, I don't live urban, so people tell me, I should do more content about urban preparedness. Well, that would be not really genuine on my part, because I don't live urban. I'm not an urban prepper. So me talking about that would be kind of like, I don't know, it wouldn't be the best, because I'm not that. So as far as urban preparedness, my mindset, my opinion is, I would just get out. I would get out now. I would have got out a long time ago. I can't imagine what it would be like to live in a city. I have never lived in a city. Well, I have for short periods of time, but you know what I mean. Like long term. Of course I have lived in cities, and especially with my military experience. I spent a lot of time in cities, but I just don't like them personally. And that's nothing against you if you do like them. I mean, there's a lot of benefits. There's, a lot of stuff right at your fingertips. It blows me away. I mean, it's hard for me to comprehend. Even people in the cities, that some people don't even own cars or trucks or anything like that. That to me is just weird. It's just, I don't know. It's just not what I'm used to. But having a bug out plan is very, very vital to everyone, but especially people in an urban situation, in an urban environment, because, like I said before, it's not going to last very long. The thin veneer of society will crumble very quickly in an urban situation, in an urban setting. There will be a lot more threats, and it's just, man, I feel for people that get stuck in that situation. I hope you don't. Plan out bug out locations. At least 2. I would say 3 in different directions. Say you have one that direction. Say you have one that direction. Say you have one that direction. And then you also need to think about and plan for routes to get there. Routes may be compromised. Bridges may be out. Roads may be blocked. Whatever. You need to have alternate or primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency pace methods and plans to get different locations. And there's a lot to this, so don't get overwhelmed necessarily. You need caches along the way. You need rally points. You need meetup points. You need communications between you and your tribe, which is vital. If you're all alone, well, going out into the woods, just if you don't have any experience out in this kind of stuff and you're going out alone, it's probably not the best situation. So maybe you will want to bug in. This is a decision you're going to have to make. I can't answer it for you without a lot of other information about you, your property, where you are, your situation, all that stuff. I mean, there's so much to it that I can't just say, oh yeah, you should do this or that and that and this. I would get your stuff, your preps, as mobile as possible. Get your plans laid out, get your routes made out. If you don't have the routes now, get them, because seriously, there's serious threats out there. See this push for all this warfare and stuff? Yeah. And the talks of nuclear? Yeah. Cities? What are they? Big targets for stuff like that also. So think about that. My brain isn't really functioning that well today. I don't know. I apologize if the video seems a little off or maybe not as fluid, etc. But I just felt it was something that was important to talk about. Like I said, I don't want to feel like a hypocrite telling somebody who lives in an urban environment what they should do when I don't know anything about that, because I don't live in an urban environment. But I feel it's sound advice to get out and to have bug out plans, because the situation will not be tenable, especially for long term. The longer people stay in cities after a total collapse or a big event, the worse it's going to get. The crime will be insane, and law enforcement's ability to control it will be zero. It's not very good right now. But in something like that, it will be basically zero. It will be roving bands of, violent people going around taking advantage of people, doing bad things. So look at your plans and make plans, if you don't have them, to have somewhere to go to bug out. Even if it's relatives that live in a rural setting, or friends, that live in a rural setting, or something to get out so that you can live, so that you can be part of the solution, not part of the problem, hopefully. Anyway, yeah, I love you guys. I hope that this helps a little bit, although, like I said, I'm not an urban prepper. Have a wonderful day, and blessings to you and yours.